Actually, I got a better poster art. Oh, sorry. I didn't know I was recording. You know what? I don't feel like editing it today. Okay. Anyway, this movie's called Night Train to Terror, and you know what? When I found out about this movie, I had a feeling this movie was edited for some reason, and I thought it was an anthology horror at first. But then when these anthology stories, the way it was going, it's like missing scenes constantly. And I was wondering, like, let me go to Wikipedia after this review. So I went to Wikipedia on this movie, and I found that there was 3 movies that been they all separate movies for these 3 anthology stories in this movie. Right? Just go to Wikipedia, you'll find out. And I found a few of them on YouTube, so it looked like I might have to re-review them again. And try to find a cheaper way of saving my money, because I know the Blu-ray release of this movie actually had the second story in full on the DVD only, called Greta. It's the full version. And you can also see the third story, but it did keep its original ending anyway on YouTube. So it was nice to know somebody did posted it. So I'm checking that one now, actually, while doing this review. And the first story I heard was unfinished, but then I found out about the missing scenes. So I want to talk about that a little bit. And since I feel talking about it, but you know what, this movie does stand out a little bit because I do like the battle between God and Satan. How they sit on the train and just talking about, you know, pretty much like saving the souls of certain people that deserve to be saved, as Satan himself wants souls that belongs to him, pretty much. So it's like him and God will have to talk it out pretty much after each story. And then you have this 80s dance number in the train, and of course you pretty much tell what the ending is for the people on the train is anyway, because it happened before in another anthology horror movie, and I forgot the name of it too, by the way. But I'm sorry I'm taking too long on this blog. But Night Train to Terror, I definitely enjoy it for what it was, you know. The first story is about this guy. He got into the mental hospital after the death of his wife, and you find out that this doctor and his doctor assistant is planning this guy to seduce women and bring them into the mental asylum, you know. And there's a reason why he's doing it, but at the same time, I don't want to spoil it for you. You have 1,000 horror movies, or you don't want to spoil anything because I want you guys to see it. The second story, you have this woman, like she's very hot, you know, and she's been going with this old man. The old man kind of like make her do porn, and then there was a guy that was watching porn, saw her porn movie, and he infatuation with her. He decided to go see her, and they ended up becoming boyfriend and girlfriend. And the guy that had the young girl living with him, you know, the older man, decided to have him killed, but he decided to have him killed in a different way by having him join his club called the Death Wish Club. And it's a club where people like they want to die, you know, like trying to like have a fear, like do certain things that will kill them. And to be all a part of this club is like, you know, you can't fear death pretty much. So you have one scene with the wrecking ball spinning around while the blades is cutting the rope and hit one of them like Russian roulette, like a deadly bug, for example, is another thing. So the older man wants to, he wants to have him killed in that kind of fashion, you know. But then the old man ended up failing because the guy ended up surviving every death trap in a way. Then you get the third story, which is like good versus evil. You know, it's about these people find a way to stop the son of Satan. You know, and then of course you know Satan in this movie. That's his favorite story. You can just tell. He said, "Yeah, the third story is my servant. He's taking over." But then you got like a detective trying to find out like why this guy's immortal, you know, and find out his friend died, you know, one of the Jewish residents in his building. Also, you also got this guy who has writing a book believing that God is dead, in his opinion, by the way. And you got the guy's wife who went to church and found out that the priest in the church offered her a gift in the wooden box to stop the devil, you know, the son of Satan, by cutting his heart out and trying to put it in the wooden box. And of course, you have the twist in the third story. And this is I'm watching the full-length version right now on YouTube. It's called The Nightmare Never Ends, which was the original title of this movie. I mean, of the third story, excuse me. And then you get your fourth story, which is the prelogue to the God versus Satan talking on the table on the train, and of course the passion on the trains, the dance and the singing. Of course, you can take a while, guess what happened to the train, and what soul Satan pretty much trying to get, you know. Like I said, all in all, this movie does stand out on its own as, you know, being like a fun anthology horror movie, even though it kind of takes the easy way right by taking full-length movies and cutting them short to perform an anthology horror in this one. But it's not bad. But also, like I said, you might want to go to Wikipedia and check out the 3 titles of the full-length version of 3 of these story movies. You know, that was added just for this movie alone. So you might want to check that out. Anyway, peace, guys. See you later.